reminiscing about last way. Remember that we had a big
yeah, so that pack wasn't exactly what I wanted. Now I've just collected my playoff rewards as well, guys. Sorry that kind of was on camera, but I had a few problems. And just to show you what I did get, I ended up coming second. Once again, I won the first game. Then all this network error came in for those 8, 9, 10 hours, however long it was down. I was then asleep, and guess what? I lost 4-1. If you notice, I energized before the first game and the fifth game. I won the first game 96-95. I lost the fifth game 199. So it was pretty close when we were both energized. But during the time when the maintenance was down, that was me ironed out. So I had to settle with second place, and it was Carmelo Anthony. So pretty happy to get it because it's a dual position, small forward, power forward. I like the card, happy with that. It's not a pro, wasn't expecting a pro. I was just disappointed I didn't get a chance to get a foil, because I thought that was a pretty close game between the two of us, and I feel a bit aggrieved again that errors on the server side or whatever it would be have caused me to feel that I had an unfair playoff finale. But as I said, I could have lost it anyway, so I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. What I am going to go into is some Marvel Clash tips. And first of all, I just want to give you a slight disclaimer, guys, that during this event, whatever I tell you now isn't gospel. It's not guaranteed to work 100% of the time, and it is just my opinion based on what I have found playing the game. Now there's going to be some mechanics involved in this, and I'm going to explain some stuff. If you don't quite understand where I've got it from, it's not so much important, but I just want to try and show you the results first, so then you can say, well, I don't understand why you do it like this, but I can see that it works, kind of thing. That's what I'm going for. So here, I've been playing a bit, 890 points, 79th in ranking. That is bad for me because the event ends in 2 days and 9 hours, so it's got an extra day added to it from last weekend. That is super bad for me because I've got an extremely busy day at work tomorrow. In fact, the busiest and one of the most important that I've had for a very, very long time, followed by family day on the Sunday. So it's going to be very difficult for me to put in the grind. I'm going to have to try and get something done before, and then just pray I can pick up a little bit of points here and there on the Sunday, and just see if I can finish in a position to get the top cards. Now the rewards are exactly the same, and I wouldn't have gone into them except for there's a noticeable change. Okay, so the changes towards the top. Rank 1 to 100, you will now get a duplicate of both cards, whether they win or lose, and the single Joel Embiid and Brook Lopez card. Okay, now that's a massive change, especially when you come down to rank 100 to 400, which is kind of like the old top 500, where you still get the 2 dupes and the extra card. This is a massive change here, so some people will end up with 2 event cards. 100 people in the game will end up with 2 event cards at the end of this event, and it's not going to be me. Okay, I cannot maintain the kind of push to stay in the top 100, not with my work schedule and my family life this weekend. So this is out of my reach. Potentially 101 to 400 I could get, or 401 to 800. So now the other big change is top 800 will still get the event card, and that's going to be good for a lot of people. It's going to open it up. 300 more people compared to last weekend, if there was no bugs, will end up getting this card. If you can finish in the top 400, you will get the foil card as well, which is also a nice little addition, but it's not as important. Basically, top 101 to 800 is where you're going to be to get that event card. And I've got a chance to get this. So the first point I'm going to make to all you guys out there who want to play and want to get the event card is, do not worry about what tier you're in to an extent. Okay, yes, you're going to have to play a lot of games and get a lot of pulls off the board, but let's just imagine you sacrifice your elite tier to play an epic prime tier to make your games easier for you. Well, even if you pulled 8 epic prime cards in that time, hopefully you'd get a pro from it, or a couple of pros, which would help your deck, guaranteed to help your deck. And if you did pull a couple elites during that time, there's no guarantee you get a pro. Getting that event card is a pro. It's a guaranteed pro, so you are worth losing top tier pulls to make a team which works for you, even if it's not putting you in the best tier you can be in. So for me, I could be an Elite Plus Plus. I've dropped down right into Elite to try and give myself the best chance of winning, and I believe this works. I've got the 3 technically best cards in my deck, all playing in position. So that's 2 foil epic prime cards, 1 supercharged. I'm going to actually supercharge this Brandon Ingram in a moment and show you that for those who haven't seen supercharging before. And then I've also got this Kemba Walker supercharged. Now, it is very, 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 very important to note that obviously I haven't leveled out his abilities, but don't worry about it. It's very important to note that you're going to be playing a bit tactically when you're playing these matches, okay? So I have a person who I've maxed out his activation chance, so I know he's got a 100% chance of popping off 43 offense for the team, and offense is his best stat. I've also got an elite playmaking and an epic prime defense boost, okay? So at the moment my key statistics are going to be playmaking and offense, and I've also got a boosted defense. Rebounding is going to be my Achilles heel at the moment, okay? So I know that before we go into this game. So what is my plan? Well, my plan is to aim to beat everyone. Now I'm going to come up against one elite tiers with a 1-star, elites with a 2-star for elite plus, and with a 3 or circles, dots, whatever you want to call them, for elite plus plus. Now depending on who you're playing will give you an idea what you're doing. If I come up against someone in elite tier, they're probably running a very similar team to me. If I come up against someone in elite plus like this, there's a very good chance they've got a more balanced team. If I come up against someone with 3 stars, it means they're probably running a good card with a very good team most of the time. If they haven't played many games, it means they've been pack buying, hunting, making their pros, and it will affect your decision. It should affect your decision, because if they're in the top tier with not playing many games, you know that they must have a couple of very good cards in there to be able to do that, because they haven't built a balanced deck. Where a person like this who's played a lot of games in the second tier has probably got a more balanced deck, so he's a better person to attack, and I'll show you why. So when we play with Pioneer, how I play and who I choose to play is going to depend on the game, okay? So bear with me. Hopefully this goes well. So the first game was offense and playmaking. I could throw out my Kemba Walker, being pretty confident that I would win this along with a playmaker, but you know what, I'm going to throw out my weakest card, hoping that one of his strongest cards come out. So he's got the Kemba Walker as an elite for 2 cards. Offense, playmaking, I'm going to use my boost, guaranteed to win this card. I have to win this quarter, okay? Because I threw away the first quarter, it means I have to win the 2-player quarter. Won it. I could take a risk and use offense straight away because I've got the boost, and it's 99% likely that I'd win because he's a boost card, and I would have done. Probably the risk I should have taken, but I'm just trying to show that if I leave him to my last card, my best card, I'm probably against another weaker card. So I won that by winning the double quarter. Most of the time it will be the double quarter that I look to take, because unless the stats in that quarter aren't in my favour, then I sometimes will throw it away. I'll use a boost, everything, try and guarantee myself that quarter, and then try and win the last quarter. That's the general tactic. So we're just going to play Kevin Hazard there. He's elite plus. General tactic is going to be to win the double quarter and then throw away the others apart from the last quarter. So again here, throw away a card straight away. It's not one of his best cards because it's a foil. Sorry, it's one of his best cards. So he's going to run a pretty balanced deck. You can see all epic primes in here, all epic prime pros, probably 1 elite single, something like that. So here we go, second epic prime pro comes out, we lose. Now we go for the win, so we take the offense and playmaking, and we're going to take Brandon Ingram here because I'm pretty confident with the boost that my team are going to get. I didn't use my bonus because I would have used that in this quarter had it been applicable, but it isn't. So there you go, we ended up getting the win. He had a pretty balanced team, kind of what you would expect. 1 elite pro, couple of epic prime pros, and then a couple of epic prime singles, foils. Boom, job done. Make sure you clear out your card catalogue before starting the grind, and then play until it fills up and clear it out and keep doing it, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But as you can see here guys, I'm not running anything special, there's no fancy tactics. We'll play good life. This will be difficult because he's played a lot of games and he's a 1-star, and that highlights he's probably running a similar team to me, so we're going to need a bit of luck here. This is someone that I might have actually tried to avoid before. I need to hope that his elite pro comes out straight away to make it easier, and it has. As you can see, I would have lost to Porzingis here because rebounding isn't Kemba Walker's speciality, therefore I didn't try and attack that. Now defense, again I'll throw away, we lose an epic prime. Cool. Now this should be plain sailing from here, because although I don't have any rebounding people, I'm using an elite pro. It's unlikely he's got another elite pro left, and as it was rebounding I didn't use my boost, therefore when it comes up with defense, just for the sake of it, we use it on Brandon Ingram. Didn't need to, but it's always just there for security. Now, because he was in Elite Plus, I know that his deck can only comprise of a certain number of people. By that I mean, I knew he had an Elite Pro, that was going to be obvious, and I knew he was going to have an Epic Prime Pro, and I also knew he was going to have to run some weaker cards like he did. So, for example, to hit into Elite Tier, all these cards need to add up to, let's just say, for argument's sake, it's 3,500 points, yes? So if all these cards add up to 3,500 points, you get into Elite Tier. To add up to 4,000 points, you go into Elite Plus, and say 4,500, you join Elite Plus Plus. So you know, by the star, for example, L15P here, 3-star, means that his overall team ranking is going to be far higher than mine, so I'm going to play him. In theory, this is a bad match for me, because I shouldn't be picking someone who's got a lot of good cards, because now I rely solely on managing my team. There's not really much room for error. Straight off the bat, I've got to use playmaking, got to use 2 of my best cards, use the boost and take this, okay? And I take it good. This guy's either going to have all Epic Prime Pros along here, or he's going to still have 1 Elite Pro behind, which we'll probably see now. Nope, okay, so he's gone for 3 Epic Prime Pros at the moment, mainly foils. I'm not going to use Ingram here. Okay, 4 Epic Prime foils there, and I'm lucky I got an offense for the last one, and it gets me the win. That's the regular Elite. So, even though that guy was 2 tiers above me, minimum 2 tiers above me, bear in mind, because I'm at the very bottom of Elite Tier, and he is in Elite Plus Plus. 2 tiers below me, I still won, because his team was balanced, all Epic Prime Pros, okay, 4 foils, 1 regular, but I used the matches to my advantage, because that is your key. The game gives you all the information you need to know. It will tell you here, okay, tier 2, wicked, not many games played, going to be probably an imbalanced team, probably packs, very hard to get to that tier off of those few games. So I know that already, I know what to look out for. So 1 player defense, let's hope his best card comes out as a single. No, but it is an Epic Prime foil. Pack Ball, very likely, because it's a foil. Another single, could have thrown Kemba Walker out there because he specialised in offence. Going to keep him, hope to get a good dupe. Here we go, another Epic Prime foil. He's 2-star, which means he's got to have some worse cards in there. Now, I've lost the first 2 games, so I have to win this one. Therefore, I will throw out my defence just in case I come up against an Elite Pro. Use Kemba Walker. Make sure I get this win, because I lost the first 2 quarters. Win quarter 3. Here we go. Now, my last one is a dual match, and yeah, there you go. So he's got the Epic Prime Pro, and he's got the single Elite card from the packs, but that's a win for me. So there we go, come out and win. Much more balanced game, that one. He was using a similar tactic to me, but he'd have probably benefited from dropping down and trying to get a few weaker opponents. So let's just say, what does that mean for you then and your team? Okay, I know this video has gone on for a little bit, but it's worth watching it if you're going to grind. You could do exactly the same in a lower tier. Now, I can't necessarily show you, okay, I'm just going to play this game again just to show you that I'm not editing this, I'm just playing through, getting the majority of the time wins. Single card defense, throw that away. That is not Kemba Walker's speciality. Yes, with the boost I would have got 1580 or so, so I probably would have just beat Kevin Durant, but that's not the point. Rebounding, 2 players have to take the win, have to use my best rebounder who can proc in rebounding. Kevin Love does proc in it, I'm pretty sure, 20, I think it's plus 20 or so, or 24, something like that. Use my best 2 cards here to guarantee myself the win, because I threw the first game away, therefore I need to win the dual match. Not going to use playmaking on Ingram, going to throw it away. I could have used it, and I could have used my boost. It wouldn't have been a bad plan. Got defense at the end, used the boost just in case he's got a decent card. He's just got the single Epic Prime foil, and away we go. Remember, excuse me, playing people in tier 2 or Epic Elite Plus, should I say, they're not going to have 2 Elite Pros. Playing with my team as it is against people that are in tier 3, as I'm going to call it, or Elite Plus Plus, even if I play them, they are not going to have 2 Elite Pros, okay? Because my team overall is still weak. Some people call this sandbagging. I don't like to call it sandbagging, because I think sandbagging refers to when you have a team of top players and then a bench of rubbish players. Well, I'm not doing that. You have to use all 5 cards. Remember that, you have to use all 5 cards in this game. I'm just managing where and when I put my cards out based on what the game tells me. The game's telling me here, I'm going to give you your best cards, best stat in a dual match. I say, well, thank you. I'm going to gobble that up. I'm going to use my boost. I'm going to guarantee that I win that quarter in case I'm up against one of their good cards. And I'm going to throw this last one away. It's probably against a slightly better card. Yes, I would have won that, but that's not the point. And the last match will hopefully be against an elite single or an epic prime single foil, which is a guaranteed win. Which is it? Elite single. There we go. So I'm just playing the game. Okay, the game is giving me information that I have learnt how to interpret, and I'm making my choices based on it. I don't make the choice before the match starts. I make the choice based on the match, based on statistics. So whether it's going to be rebounding, offense, defense, etc. And obviously based on the number of cards it's asking, whether it's a 1 card bout or a 2 card bout, and obviously basing on what the last match did. So if the previous quarter rather than match. So if the previous quarter was a loss for me, and then the previous one before that was a loss, I have to guarantee I win the third, because otherwise I definitely won't win. If I've won the first quarter, guaranteed, and I can throw the next 2 quarters away against the stronger cards of my opponent, knowing that I've left myself a very, very strong card at the end to try and clean up with. So that is the tactic. Watch the game, read what it tells you, and play. Here you go. I'll even play this last one, the general, before I come on and try and edit my team to give you guys an indication of what it could be like if you're not in Elite Tier. Because you might be saying, I can't do that. So here we go again. We're going to play best card, because it's using both his strong points. It's going to proc an offense. I'm going to use another strong card in Brandon Ingram here. I'm going to take the win. Even if it wasn't against my opponent's best cards, that's fine. Guaranteed the winner. I'm now throwing away the next 2 quarters. It makes absolutely no difference at what cards come up. All these elite singles and epic prime pros which are going to come up. There's his best card, an underleveled elite card, so it tries to keep it balanced. The last one is going down to my Timberwolf, and we get the win. Okay, once again, using the computer's information it's given me to pick how I was going to play that game. As I said, probably 90% of the time you will want to try and win the dual match. You can throw it away if you come up against a person and you know, say it's rinse and repeat on your opponents, and you keep seeing the same names come up, and you know a certain person ends up playing out a very good card early on. You could throw it away knowing you can definitely win the last 3 matches, but the majority of the time you will want to try and win in that dual match, and you're going to want to use your boost in it. You want to try and guarantee that and save your best card towards the end. That's going to be your tactic the majority of the time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this quickly here. I'm going to spin out a different team and then try it out on camera and see how that works. So bear with me one moment. Okay, so during that I used that time to supercharge my Brandon Ingram. He's up to 924 now because he maxed 26 out of 26. Using those supercharged keys just to let all you guys know. If you do use them, I think the max you can hold is 60. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but it's somewhere around there. So if you get close to the max, same with all your abilities. If you get close to holding the maximum, so 40, I think 120 is the max you can hold, then you might as well use them on someone, because once you hit the max you can't get any more anyway. So make sure you keep an eye on those. This is what we're going to be rolling. Everyone in position, my top 3 cards I'll be using. So we're running with a center here, which is normal Epic Prime Pro. We've got the Epic Prime Pro foil, which I've just supercharged, and I've also got Kevin Love here, which is a regular Epic Prime single foil. Now I'm not too sure how this is going to work, so do bear with me, but the idea is a couple of commons to go with them. Now we are in Epic Prime. This is going to be Epic Prime Plus, I believe. No, plus, that's plus. No, I think this is plus. Anyway, fried chicken. We're going to see how this works. So probably going to get a loss here, but the idea is going to be the same. Now I could have changed, and I probably should have changed. I had a look to see what my best players were in certain positions and what they proc in, because that's important when knowing whether to use the boost or not. But the first game defense, we're going to test the water. I could have thrown in Brandon Ingram because he's a defense person, and I would have got the win here. Okay, so that could have been the first tactic. Now I'm committed probably to throwing away 2 cards. Now could have been just like Julius Randle. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Offense. Use my best card here. I need to win this one, and we get the proc against exactly the same card, which is supercharged as well. So this is going to be. That was just lucky that happened to pick it happened a bit offense for me, which was able to give me the win. So I've got rebounding and playmaking. Well, I don't need to leave these two cards to the end because, as we can see, it's got a weakened team at the end. So could have taken that by going all singles and throwing away the 2-player match, but it still worked out for me because I was able to use my best card at the right time. So don't worry, I'm going to take these picks here just for the sake of it. If I do get an epic prime, then okay, Sarah, we'll go back in again, play the next person. Who's this? Joe Fresh. Not played many games. What does that tell me? It tells me he has got cards from packs. So we've got to be careful because he's definitely going to have epic prime pros in here. Now the question is, when do they come out? Rebounding. Not too confident to take out 890, so we're going to roll with a single card, hopefully. Not good there, not good. Single elites full. We want to see an epic prime pro come out here ideally. That's not good as well. Double match is going to be important here. So offense and rebounding. I'm going to take a risk to try and make sure that I get the win because I can't use any boosts here. I'm going to use my best 2 cards, and that's good because we're coming up against Brandon Ingram there. And I'm going to hope that a foil single is going to be able to clear up for me, and it does. There you go. So again, a win into the next game. That was going against somebody in Elite Plus tier, while I'm in Elite. Sorry, yeah, while I'm in Elite Epic Prime Plus, while I'm in Epic Prime tier. So as you can see, guys, I'm doing exactly. I'm put the streaks. I'm doing exactly the same here. I'm going to do this one more game. This is, I think, against. This might even be Epic Prime Plus Plus. I'm not too sure. I probably should have checked before playing. But you get the idea. So offense and playmaking could throw in Brandon Ingram. Let's try this another way, okay? Let's just try and show you this another way. Let's go for the first kill because I think I've got a very good card to take it, and I do. So I've taken the first match. Defense, I'm not going to take a risk here. Throw out a card. No need for me to risk. 2 players have to win this. Playmaking. Off go my 2 best cards remaining. As it happens, we're going to get the win. And then the last quarter is irrelevant because we've already got the win. Out he goes, okay? So different strategy there. I took the first quarter because I was confident I could take it. If you are confident you can take it, go for it. It needs to be your card's best stats. It helps if your card is supercharged, maxed out, everything you can do. The bad thing I've got here is that these cards don't have any abilities to proc, or they're not guaranteed anyway, because I haven't used my things to improve them. As you can see, they've only got a 10% chance, and the pros have only got a 20% chance. It is kind of worth it if you're going to be using this card for a while in these situations, your best cards anyway, to take that proc and get that guaranteed 24 to your team if you use Brandon Ingram, especially if you're using in the first quarter. So feel free to do that, guys. Matt here's played 1800 games. Let's see if this tactic will win against him. It's going to be the last one I'm going to play. I know this video has been a bit longer. I know I've been talking a bit quicker. I'm trying to cram it all in for you just so you can have a chance in this Rivals Clash. And anyone who wants to doubt me or say anything bad about my tactic, you're more than welcome to. But just bear in mind it is working. I've not even used it. I'm not even using these, okay? I won't even use them. I won't use the boost here. I'm going to use Brandon Ingram again because I'm pretty confident in this tier. I'm not going to come up against an Elite Pro. And as a result, him and his 2 best stats charged up is pretty much going to be a guaranteed win. I'm now going to be taking either 2 single matches or the double match. Now, best tactic in my opinion here is to throw away, because we're going to see some slightly better cards and hope that in the last quarter or the double quarter we come up against some weaker cards. So we use the boost because it's worth using it now. It's worth using it because I'm not using my 2 best cards. Get that boost, we get the win. We would have got the win anyway, I think, just about, but that defense boost just guaranteed us to win, and then we throw away in the last quarter. So there you go, guys. You've seen me play. You've seen me play on Elite. You've seen me play on Epic Prime. I can't drop down into Epic and Ultra Rare and show you a team again to give you an idea because I don't have the people pro'd. That is something I could potentially work on for the next Rivals Clash, but don't worry about your rewards, okay? They're irrelevant. If you're going for those top 800 and you're going to get a pro event card, don't worry. If you have to drop down from Elite tier into Epic Prime to run something like this, or if you were in, let's say you're in Epic, okay, the same thing would happen. You'd run Epic Foil Pro, supercharged, max out, Epic Foil Pro if you had one, or regular Epic Pro, and here you'd probably try run a single Epic foil. Okay, that would be your ideal situation, with 2 just rubbish common cards. Make them whoever you want. So again, if you're in epic tier, you'd want to have epic foil pro if possible, epic pro or epic foil pro if possible, and then a regular epic foil single will do it for you. If you could supercharge both of these cards and level up their abilities, even better. Not essential, but it definitely will help. And then make sure you correlate your boosts if you can. Use a stronger boost as possible. So you want to be using epic primes if you've got them, or elites, and have a look, see where you're weak. If you're strong in offense and your team proc in offense, then maybe don't put an offensive boost, put a playmaking boost or a defensive boost, for example. If you've got a good rebounding boost and you're lacking rebounding, throw that in case you need it. And make sure you've got 1 proc which gives you almost a guaranteed win. So in here, for example, I'd like it to be offense, because that means it synergizes very well with Brandon Ingram, or rebounding, because then they're both quite good at rebounding, but I don't have a good rebounding one, and these ones are for my elite, where it obviously works for my Kemba Walker. So there you go guys, little tips. I'm going to go back to grinding now. I'll be back later on to show you what has been going on and let you know how I've been getting on. Please feel free to comment in the section below if you want any more tips, any more pointers. I'll do my best to help you, but please bear in mind I will have to grind for a bit. Once again, sorry this has been longer. I wanted to try and show you it working in action for all of those out there who are saying they're having struggles and problems winning those +5 matches. I've just tried to prove to you, you do not have to have a team of superstars to win them. You've just got to use the information that the game gives you to your advantage, and then before you know it, you'll be almost auto-clicking your way through, winning, 90% of your matches. I've been MyTyme. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.